Was it. This was the moment of the year. But wait, was it? What happened this year? And why did it come to this? Let's rewind. We started off this year with a bang. We flew all the way to China to get a birthday cake for our friend Paul. It was pretty awesome. It had a panda on it and a bunch of candles. I mean, it was his 53rd birthday, so we were pretty psyched to make it happen for him. And you could tell by the look on his face, he was pretty psyched on his cake. After that, we got psyched and we trained because we wanted to be the best. We didn't want to repeat stuff, we wanted to put up new stuff. We figured we would test our mettle and we went to a competition in Pennsylvania. But as it turns out, all we did was fail. Over and over and over again. We couldn't even be good enough to just repeat other things that people had done. All we did was fall off boulder problems. And what good was that? I mean, we did all this training, and all that it gave us was a whole bunch of fails. I mean, look at this guy.
You're fine, Josh. Come on, man, get it. You're good. Don't you let go.
Oh, no!
Oh my God.
Go farther in that hole, farther in that hole. Just hide and chain.
Here, I'll throw.
We came back from Pennsylvania. We started talking about grades. Maybe those were what were holding us back. You know, messed up grades, right? So, Alex, is it appropriate to downgrade a boulder problem before you've done it? Alex, how hard is gut shot? Alex didn't really seem to have any idea what the grades were either. It didn't matter if it was a route or a boulder problem, he would fail over and over and over, seemingly making the grades all that much more incomprehensible. To make matters worse, Alex couldn't figure out what the grades were because he tried the boulder problems so many times. I mean, he knew what to do, he knew what shoes to wear, he knew what the sequence was, and he kept fucking it up over and over and over again. And once, when he finally decided to put on the right shoes, and he got all the way through it and got to the end, he failed. So training wasn't making us better, and the grades weren't making us better, but what about rage? That would make us better, right? Of course it does. Check this guy out, he totally sends. John totally knew what was up. Unfortunately for John, he got sloppy 47s on this boulder problem. That doesn't make anyone proud. It's not a brave and humble ascent, it's just some dude repeating something for the bazillionth time. Unfortunately, John ate too many cookies and ended up in the hospital. It's really sad, he ended up wearing all these really crazy hats. We'll never forget our fallen brother. Never forget. On a happier note, we lost to Millbrook, but not before one last party. Everyone was so excited for prom, and everyone kissed each other, and it was amazing. And everyone knows what happens after prom. Summer!
Streisand. Barbra Streisand.
I mean, we can even be good at repeating things on top rope. That's the lamest discipline in rock climbing ever. I mean, we went out there and just failed over and over and over again, like all the rest of the year.
Barbra Streisand.
Birthday boy, how was that ride?
Oh, that was sick.
Sick?
Yeah.
Did you do that move?
No.
After a totally depressing summer of top roping, we figured we'd go somewhere where so many people were sending so many V12s. We flew out to Colorado. We heard there's amazing boulder problems at this place called Lincoln Lake. It's really hard to find our way around. We did end up with one shitty guide, and when we got there, it was so confusing. It didn't matter how long you would stare at this stupid, terrible, crappy little guidebook, you still couldn't figure out where we were going. And once you got there, you found out it was nothing but a bunch of lowball, crappy boulder problems. And you know what? People out there were still failing too. How do people out there actually send anything? Colorado is depressing. I thought we were going to go there and everyone was going to end up like Carlo Traversi, making it on Bear Grylls, sending V12s, but instead, there's nothing bullshit lowball choss there. I mean, we made this flowchart to just show everyone how terrible of a place it was. Unfortunately, we had that here too. When we came back, we were astonished to find that people had been putting up lie-down boulder problem starts that topped out where you were standing. We were ashamed. We need to start doing high balls again. We need to start putting up boulder problems that made a real impact on the climbing community. Really pushing forward the new limits of rock climbing. We went out there and we put up new boulder problems. And that's cool. But what happens if you just repeat something? I mean, does that mean you're like worth anything at all? I mean, why is repeating anything any good? I mean, I did this boulder problem after Andy, so I kind of failed. That doesn't suck. Holy shit, that thing is amazing. Yeah. We got really confident. Some of our friends in Western Mass got confident too. They were doing the same thing. They're putting up all these awesome high balls, but they were also failing. Failing so much so that they would wreck themselves. And it sucked to see our friends hurt. I mean, at least they got an Obamacare pizza party out of it. Back in New York, we started thinking about it. Are we just failing all the time? And what's the point of that? Why do we shove all of these crash pads into a little truck so that we can go out and climb on some little rocks out in the middle of the woods somewhere? I mean, is this really pushing the sport forward? Hanging around on a rope with 20 crash pads at the base of a boulder problem? How is this progressing the sport? How is this moving forward? I mean, this is clearly not as cool as the best ascent of the year, some frigid first ascent on some stupid ice climb somewhere in the middle of nowhere. We've realized over this year at Base for Your Face that failing is what happens in climbing. You fail over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter how hard you try, you're probably going to fail before you actually do something.
Oh, thank you.
So do you have to be a total badass and put up crazy new high balls to make it in the climbing industry? Hell no. You just have to do what everyone else has done and just do a repeat of a repeat of a repeat. So to all of you who put up a new boulder problem this year that was tall or scary and not bullshit lowball choss, I tip my hat to you. If you went out and you actually just climbed for yourself this year and did something that you cared about, that's really all that matters. Who gives a fuck about repeats? Who gives a fuck about first ascents? It's just going out there and making yourself happy. That's what matters most. So I guess 2011 was worth it. I guess all that failing really showed us really what could happen in the end. We could do really big stuff if we just believed that we wouldn't fail hard enough. Hopefully 2012 will be better. I'm really tired of pizza parties and falling off boulder problems.